Hello everyone, this is Ashish. Welcome back to Talking Fire podcast, the real detoxification. I'm Ashish Ranjan over here with Komal Taya. Today we are going to have 29th episode. We are reaching to the third decade of our podcast.
Yep.
How are you doing, Komal? How are you coping up with the lockdown?
Yeah. It's very tough nowadays because...
Especially for Komal. I can have a lockdown for the rest of my life because I don't really care.
I'm a type of person who need people around me. I need noise. I need vehicles around me. I need, chirping,
That is still
bubbliness
there.
of
Like you
children,
still have chirping
people
and all,
around
no?
me.
Birds are still there.
No, like that is the different thing. I am type of person who can't stay alone. I want people around me. I want to see people. Like they are going out. Some movements are happening outside. But when I look in the streets, it's completely deserted. No one is there.
You're the perfect customer for depression at this stage, right? Yes. But,
Yeah, it's very difficult for me. And plus, I'm missing my shoot life a lot.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
you'll miss really badly, right?
Exactly. So today, maybe I'm getting ready after 20-25 days. And I feel so good. I'm taking pictures continuously, maybe just filling up the gap.
Posting it on Instagram, guys. Follow her on Instagram to have constant bombardment of updates of Komal selfies, and sometimes other things. All right, Komal, what are we going to talk about now?
Today, I came with one topic, Ashish came with one topic, and then we mutually came with one more topic.
Yeah.
So let's start with that topic, the scams which happen, the online scams, which will seem to be very realistic, but are completely fraud.
Now, we are not talking about hacking and all.
Yeah.
There will be a lot of people offering you jobs. Like, we are going to pay you 40,000 every month. And today only we dealt with one, right? Early in the morning. We dealt with one trying to get Komal the deal of Lakme. And then there's like that 40,000 every month. But the only thing is that you have to pay 1,000 rupees in advance.
That happens a lot. Not only here. Not only, like, it happens with influencers also. It happened with everyone who has a maybe public account. And person who are out there in this field, to anyone it can happen. A girl having a public account or a boy having a public account, they'll tell you that they'll send some products. You just have to review it. You just have to post some pictures, maybe on your account or on their website. And then in return, you'll get some amount of money, and that would be good chunk of money, right? But what will happen at the end of the day, they'll just destroy the vibe of the conversation by just asking you to pay a certain amount of fee. And then they'll cross. I just fired them today.
Yeah.
I
Because
just blasted them.
Komal is now on a different level. Like earlier, she used to need me to tell people about, like, hey man, you can't do this really. But now I was standing over there, like, when does she give the phone to me and I go up to down to this person over here. But that opportunity never came.
I've learned.
See, we have once talked, no, like there will be some typing kind of jobs that they will be paying. Someone was saying in the comment section, and that's how you know that we go through every comment, that it is scam as well, right?
That the typing job you can earn by, like, work from home kind of job. You just have to type it and retype some stuff and write some maybe content for some other person, and then that's how you can earn some 50,000 money, 40,000 per month, and people get tempted. People who do not know, and maybe
we actually know few people who actually paid that initial amount, right? And then they found out that there is no payment from their side, and it is all online. They can vanish within a day. These Instagram accounts, like, they will be having 10 followers, 2 posts, and they will say that I'm representing this particular page which is having 134,000 followers or something like that.
Ashish, this reminds me of one comment. Maybe that guy's name was Rakesh. I don't know that was guy or girl, but that person asked
If it is
me,
Rakesh, it is a guy.
you never know, because that person was
Not
asking
judging.
that got casting and all, and I don't know, he or she
Explain, because I have not gone through that comment.
just think that I'm talking about you only, and for people who are listening to me, guys, you know what happened? He was asking that for casting you need to pay some money, and it never happens anywhere. That for casting you have to pay. For any type of thing, you have to pay something. Sometimes what happens, people will tell you that this much of money you'll get after that, and then, but you just have to pay some amount of fee. Except from government exams, this does not happen. This does not happen like that.
That is why it makes sense to them. Like for interviews and exams, we pay. So maybe over here also we need to pay.
So for casting, you are the one who will get paid because you are promoting that stuff. If you are reviewing some item or reviewing some product, you are going out because you are a face, and people will, if you are relatable, people will purchase it, and they are the one who are earning more than you, because suppose if they are if they have paid X amount to you and maybe 50 people earn, then they will be earning 15 to X, like that amount of money. So they are creating profit, and ultimately you have to get paid, not you have to pay. Until and unless it is a professional photographer, you are going for a portfolio, and you are going outside for some kind of work getting done by any artist. Right? So you can't give money like that. So it's always scam. Whenever someone asks you to pay for anything, it's scam. Because when you are promoting anything, people who are having some kind of followers on Instagram or on YouTube, if people are asking you to pay a certain amount of money, it's time for you to run away. To shut the conversation and blast that person
and
out.
they do this also, like follow me back on Instagram. So that they become more legitimate and they have more following, they can scam more people.
Exactly.
You know what's new going on? In colleges, in proper colleges, there are companies coming over asking students who they are hiring to pay like 1 lakh rupees, 1.5 lakh rupees to get a job. This is super unbelievable. Can you really believe this shit? Like, this is actually going on right now. And I was not able to trust that person. He said that, yeah, there are literally companies who are going to offer us like 15,000 per month kind of jobs. But for that, first we have to pay 1.5 lakh rupees, something like that, as a deposit or something. Like, what the hell is going on? If I have that much amount of money, why would I go for a 15,000 rupees job?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very weird. It's very strange.
How can colleges allow these people to be in campus? Because they are getting paid, I think. Those companies are paying the colleges so that they get students.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, some kind of pageants also happen, beauty pageants, where you have to be like, where you have to pay this kind of fee, like literally 20k, 30k for enrolling just in pageant. And then you'll be getting, suppose you get the title over there. But then what happens afterwards? It is of no use because it has no recognition.
Yeah.
They just did it because if one person is paying 30,000, suppose 30,000, and if there are 50 applicants, you can imagine.
Same, I would see that anomaly is like very comparable over here as well, that there are some research papers, research paper has to be published either in some journal or some conferences. So there are some paid journals, some paid conferences, right? And that was what Anshuman was talking about once, that make any research, do any work, but never go for those paid journals, because just like you said, it has no value. Because when it becomes paid, and you were also asked once that it was a very recognized one as well, and they were asking you to pay 1 lakh rupees to participate in this boot camp, and then there will be a show. Like, if it is a show and you're a model and you need to walk, you don't need to pay. They are going to pay you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't know how the agencies were too legit. They are still legit. There is no doubt that they are not legit.
There are a lot of legit people doing a lot of shady stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know how they are planning it, how they are earning money out of people like us, because we all are struggler, right?
Yeah. Like, we have so many stories now. We have been in this one time. We went early in the morning. For it was a contract, right? Like, you will be working for Amazon. What do you call it? Let us say e-com, right? You will be getting e-com contracts and all. And she came out and she told me that they are saying that 6,000 per shoot. I said, okay, they are going to pay 6,000 rupees per shoot.
I also thought like that. Yeah. I walked away. I knew it is a scam.
And then she said that no, I have to pay 6,000 rupees to get a shot over there, right?
Yeah, I'm already doing that. Why would I go over there?
Yeah.
Right.
There's so many that we can discuss over here.
Yeah, just reach there out of your potential. You don't have to pay that much, because I think people who have to pay And people over there, like designers and the clients, they want authentic people. They want faces who can represent their brand confidently, nicely. But if you're paying, no matter how much money you're paying, they'll not take you, right? So they are just making fake promises, and they are just taking advantage of your desire, of your innocence, because you are new to this field. But we were always smart, because Ashish has always been my side, so he always guides me what type of contract is it, a scam, or
so
if
you're a scammer, you try to mail Komal or drop a DM to her, I'm the one who is going to go through it, so better be very See, I'll tell you one more story. So it was Goa shoot. You remember the parlay ad, right? So at that very evening, she was just done with the ad. That was the evening when you were done with that, right? Ibrahim and Amy were leaving for Delhi. And we were having a dinner over here just the last night. And she got a DM from one walk kind of thing. And they're saying that we are from outside India and we are doing walks and shows, fashion shows throughout the country. We want to do in Mumbai, Chennai, Delhi and Bangalore, I think. Yeah, 4 cities. And we want you to walk for us.
New York-based investor.
Yeah, we want you to walk for us. And the amount that person said, it was, I think, 1.5 lakhs, right?
Yeah.
For all of this.
Yeah.
Or maybe for every walk, that much amount, right?
I don't remember the amount, but whenever at this stage, if you get offers like apart from TVC,
I think we can roll the Instagram chat. It will still be over there without disclosing the names and all.
Yeah, but apart from this legit TVC brands and TVC clients, I can assure you, they can pay you 2 lakhs, 2.5 lakhs easily for a TVC.
It is possible.
But if it comes down like
and that is why
some random people who hardly have 50 followers on Instagram and nobody because when you are in this field, you have a web of people around you.
Yeah.
If no one of them is following that person, that already becomes a question mark, that whether this person is authentic or not.
Yeah, and we knew that this can be authentic as well. So we went with it. The only place where you understand that this is not authentic is when they start asking for money. And that's what happened. They said that there's 2,369 rupees registration fees. Like they made it such as you understand, okay, it is very professional, not 2,000, not 2,300, 2,369, something like that. All right, so that's where we stop. It's as simple as that. You don't need to pay anything. And that's when you pay, they're going to vanish. You're never going to find them again.
Exactly.
It's all a scam. We have talked about a lot of scam, and this is the scam going on in like giving you the thing that you can get a job over here. Right? The lust.
We left that conversation of that agency which was contacting me. 2 agencies, they were in collaboration, right?
Okay.
And after that also, I denied. I said that I can't afford that much money. Although I could, but I cannot invest in that much.
Yeah, what kind of struggling model can afford 1 lakh rupees for 7 days?
No, I can earn that. I can earn that and I can pay that much amount of money, but it does not make any sense that I am paying to get, to walk in a show.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm already getting not that great offer, but I'm already getting that offer which can suffice my needs for right now.
Yeah, and Komal's walk is fantastic, it's spectacular. Talk a little bit about your walk, because I think that a lot of people might learn something about that. Like
I don't know how my walk is, seriously.
I know. I'm going to put a video over here. You can judge it yourself.
No, it's not about bragging. I just learned it. I put so many efforts in learning walk because I was a girl. Usually, my height is 5'7", so which is more than average, right? And I have been a type of girl who never wore heels. I used to give it to people that, okay, wear it to the party, like that. I remember I had 2-3 pairs of heels.
You had 0, right? The first one you bought was very recently, that Mochi
I had in BSc I had 2-3 pairs, and now I don't know where they are because I have been lending them to all PG people, to all hostel people, and I don't even remember where they are right now. And in MSc also I bought one thinking that I'll wear it. I just gave it to someone else because I never wore it because I'm comfortable with my flats, with my shoes. Not shoes, I'm not a shoe kind of person. Always in flats, you'll find me in flats. But the moment...
That's how I found her for the first time, in flats.
The moment because it's not about that I'll look taller like that, but I was happy the way I was, that I want to be comfortable. And even I have roam in Delhi with pajamas. I'm that kind of person. So for me, comfort comes first.
Okay.
But after entering over here, like professionally entering in this field, I have to wear heels because you can't wear flats over here when you're going in meeting, when you're meeting to clients, when you're meeting to, when you're going through a photo shoot, you have to wear heels. If it is not a different concept like travel like that.
Yeah.
So most of the time you have to wear heels. So what used to happen that I never wore it, and I used to face so much problem while wearing it.
Yeah.
So I had to make a routine that whenever I'll go out, I'll wear my heels. I started from this much inch heels, and that too with the too wide. Right, with too wide, I started
The
walking
mochi
in
one.
it.
Mochi.
Yeah. We bought it together.
Yeah.
And what happened after that, I started visualizing, and I saw Naomi, that she's the goddess when it comes to walk. Naomi Campbell.
What do you like about her walk?
She is so effortless when she walks. She is a diva.
Natural.
Effortless, and the way her hips go here and there while she's walking, it's like ooh la la. I'm like flattered. She is my girl crush. When I say that, okay, I get flattered. Literally,
Okay.
like how
You dare not talk anything negative about Naomi Campbell in front of Komal. I've tried that and it was not very beautiful. She goes ape shit after that.
No, I have literally gone through every walk of her, every show of her, and I have seen her walk by just keeping the speed too slow, like 0.25, 0.75
Frame by frame.
at 1.25, just to see how movements are. I never knew that how patterns were. After seeing it continuously for a period of time, I got to know, okay, that's how you walk. And there are different type of walks. It's not one walk. I discovered that it's never like duck, 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 you're walking like this. It's always, there are angled walks, there is lava walk, there is straight walk where you just put one foot in front of other. Different kind of walks.
Speeds also varies.
Yeah, and it happens, and it is different according to the outfit. Like if you're wearing evening out, it's different. Pageant walk is different. Modeling walk is different. And if you're wearing some designer clothes, it is completely different. You have to be completely robot. No expression, just one expression. You're just seeing maybe at far-sighted point, and you're just walking without expression, and you just have to flaunt their
There
clothes.
was one, I think, was it Louis Vuitton or something, where Gigi Hadid was also there. It was having a theme of blocks and blocks. You showed me one time.
Yeah, it was Versace.
Versace. It was like there you can see a lot of examples of that kind of walk where you basically have to display the clothing or the accessory that you're having.
I used to get confused that when to smile and when to not, because I'm a kind of person who is smiling every time. But
hey, that is one thing that I will tell you. I remember.
I know what you are telling.
Yeah,
now.
I remember the day also. It was close to 15th August 2019 where I once came to Delhi. And we were out here. What is that place? Wanderlust or something, right? That place in Delhi.
Garden of Dreams, World of Dreams.
Garden of Dreams, I think. We are going to put the name over here anyways.
Yeah.
Until that point, Komal always used to have smiles.
In Gurgaon, right? It is in Gurgaon.
In Gurgaon. So she used to feel that I'm not looking good without smile. And from that day till now, when I see every picture where you're giving a like strong look with a confidence and no smile at all, I'm thinking that how much you have changed from that point, because you actually used to think that you don't look good without a smile, right?
Yeah, and now I'm not comfortable with my smile. While I'm picture, I feel like, now I feel like when I'm smiling, it's not that good picture. It's not that modeling kind of picture.
Yeah.
And
You'll find a middle ground. I've not seen a lot of models laughing and smiling actually.
no, it happens.
Not
I
a
think
lot. I'm saying obviously.
Modeling is all about feeling the vibe, feeling the clothes, how you go, and you just go with the vibe. It does not matter. The shot has to be perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, I just discovered that.
But one thing, Komal is being modest over here. The question is that your style of walking, and I've seen you practice at least 1 to 2 hours walking with heels on a daily basis for at least like 9 to 10 months. After that, you see the kind of walk that you see right now.
Exactly. And your hips start paining because you have to give that if I say that sensual type of hip movement like this, and as if a cat is moving whenever you see, that's why it is called catwalk.
Oh yeah.
Because when a cat is moving, she's moving like this, gliding through the flow, completely effortless.
Yeah.
You have to be like that only.
Yeah.
So hips movement, for that you need hips movement. Some people don't do it, depends which show you are going for and what kind of clothes you are wearing. So, but when it comes to, I have seen that I've seen at supermodel level, I always learned from them, and they always had this hip movement. Remember one day when you asked me that, okay, this model does not do that much hip movement.
Yeah.
Why do you do?
Yeah,
then I saved some some pictures on Instagram, some posts on
videos.
Instagram,
Yeah.
because I knew that someday you'll ask me this question.
Oh, you predict the future.
Yeah, I knew that someday you'll ask me
Walking
this
gives
question,
you that
and
power
I will
as well.
show you. And then I showed you that Naomi and that one more,
Yeah.
Yasmin, I forgot her name. ठीक है? Oh, ठीक है.
ठीक है जी. आगे बोलो जी.
बोल रहे हैं जी. So I saw her, I showed you, and then you're like, okay, now my mouth is shut.
Yeah, Komal shuts my mouth more often than not. All right, Komal, thank you for explaining a little bit about the walking style and all.
I explained a lot.
You explained a lot, and it was not planned at all.
Yeah.
I just thought that let's bring it on because we have never talked about it.
Exactly.
Other than that, I'm at a strict diet now, Komal. I'm not messing up anything that goes in my...
Before you start, I want to give a ton of thanks to
Yes.
you, because this coffee, this is
Oh.
freaking fantastic.
All right,
has
about
been
that
made
coffee.
by you only, and
I made it a lot chocolatey because you like that chocolatey blast, right?
wish we have one seminar where Ashish is the barista and he'll be serving coffee to each one of you.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
It's that amazing.
Yeah, how about I do that? Like on my offline seminars, everyone gets free coffee.
Exactly.
A lot of people are going to join just for that. Drink the coffee and just leave.
Exactly. And you'll be making it in front of everyone.
I'm not going. Yeah, I think I'm going to have my employees make them. But it will not have the same art to it.
You would be making that. Otherwise, they can buy it up from outside, no? If it is like that.
Okay. All right. But that is a far cry right now. Looking at the situation over here, nobody wants to touch your coffee at this point. People are scared. But what I thought that you were going to thank our audience because they supported us a hell lot when we talked about that promoted diary that we had, right?
Yeah.
I was honestly thinking like 5 or 6 of you guys are going to click on that link. Komal, I asked her also, Komal, what do you think? How many people actually listened to our promotion and clicked on that link? And I have the number. I just randomly went over there. Like 42 people actually went over there.
I said 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I said 1 or 2.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, dude, please increase the number. I said, okay, 5, 6. He said, okay, increase. Like, okay, 25. And then he said, no, 50. And then he like...
No, you never said 50. I brought it up.
I said 50.
Oh, okay, you said it.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyways, Komal has the power of predicting the future, so that might be the reason. But yes, it is 42 and that is a good number. All right. And that makes the sponsors very happy. And I have a feeling in my jellies that very soon we are going to have a coffee sponsor. Very soon. I'm having talks with them. And that is good because we have it all the time. Coffee companies, they're too stupid to not find us till now. Okay. Anyways. Thank you guys for supporting us like that. That truly shows the support. And other than that, what was I going to talk about? Shall we get into some kind
history.
of... Not history.
At the present.
Present wars going on. There's a lot of mess going on in this
Present
world.
outside world.
Yes, present outside world. A lot of mess going on right now.
Exactly.
There's a war between Russia and Ukraine. And right now, it is not like it started yesterday. It has been going on since 2014. And I got into it because that is how I went into history also, like World War II and all. Looking at the current scenario, the history always has the answer. And over here also, you'll have to look at the history. But first, I'm going to explain what is going on. Are you ready to know?
Yeah.
So, currently, if you look at Ukraine and Russia, they share a border. Ukraine used to be a part of Russia. And after the disintegration of USSR, it's a separate country. But there's something we call NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
Yeah.
It was formed after World War II so that the Allied forces, they become allies, and that basically means that an attack on one country means attack on all the countries in NATO, right? They made it because they wanted to maintain peace. These are all democratic countries. And Russia has been communist for the longest of times. So Russia never became a part of it, and it does not want other countries to become a part of it either. So it sooner or later started to engulf other countries, part of NATO as well. Poland went over there, Czechoslovakia went over there, and then the question was Ukraine. Ukraine never went and became a part of NATO until, see, what happened is Russia was controlling Ukraine all along. They were giving a lot of money to the president of Ukraine to not join over there, and the people over there understood very well what is going on. High level corruption is going on. And what finally happened in 2014, they all revolted, removed the president, and found a president who is pro-NATO, pro-European.
People of Ukraine or Russia?
People of Ukraine. It is a country, right? So this is something that Russia does not agree with. And all of a sudden, no, what actually happened is, there was someone who was taking the side of Russia, and because of which there was this whole thing going on, this strife going on. So when the struggle started, kind of like a protest going on, it went all out of control. And at that time, Russia used the opportunity and captured an area called Crimea. And if you look at it geographically, I'm going to put some pictures over here for the video version people, that it is having seaports. And seaports, basically, if you're so up north, means that it is going to influence a lot of trade, right? And trade is money. So obviously Russia wants to have a part of it, or always wanted to have a part of it, right? Captured it. Meanwhile, what happened is that there's something called separatist group. What you can really understand in simple terms, that these people are not on the side of Ukraine. These people are on the side of Russia. They want a separate part, right? And this separatist group started a whole new fight in the borders of Russia and Ukraine, right? Above, north of Crimea, okay? Now, they started a war, and what happened, Russia started sending their army, military and supplies over here for the separatists, because separatists are against the Ukraine. Ukraine sent their armies. Russia sent their armies to support the separatists, but never agreed that they have sent their armies over there. So these Ukraine military are finding themselves fighting against a high level special ops Russian military and their tanks and all. And meanwhile, Russia is saying that we never had a part of it. Like, they asked Putin that you are sending your soldiers over there to fight. And Putin is like, I don't know where they came from. They are fighting on their own. I don't really know. And they're like, your tank is over there. They're bombarding us. Oh, I just registered that few of the tanks were stolen from our military, something like that. Okay. So they're just not accepting it, but they're supporting it. Understood. And that fight that started in 2014, it never really stopped, and still going on. And the tensions are still high. Currently in this world, that is the place having the highest amount of military right now. Both the sides have mobilized their tanks, their military to that border. And it was very close to a situation where Russia can actually invade Ukraine. And if it wants to, it will.
When was it?
Right now it is going on. It's very heated. There's shots being fired, people dying. I think the number is close to 15,000 people.
Who started it first? Who shot the fire first?
That I don't know. I think it would be the separatist group, because they started a full-on fight, full-blown fight. All right. Okay. And because of that, the Ukraine military was mobilizing over there to fight that fight. So that is what is going on currently. And if you like, today only I was showing you the map, right, of Russia. It's so huge, so huge. Like, you won't believe there's a distance of 3.5 kilometers between Russia and America.
How many of you knew that it is the longest distance? If you've seen a 2D map, the longest distance is between Russia and America.
Yeah, they are on two sides.
But when you see it in a globe level, in a globe, when you see it in 3D manner, the distance between Russia and America is how much? 3 to 4 kilometers?
There's an island which is part of Russia, and there's an island which is part of America. Yeah. And the distance between those two islands is 3.7 kilometers, something like that. So close.
You can literally swim to other countries.
Yes, there are a lot of people who will be able to swim through that.
Yeah.
And you know what is fascinating? How we got all this map and all. If you're going to look at it properly, how did we actually get it? Like, okay, Russia is going to be east. And
wait, Ashish, let me just add this thing, because I was the one, because when I was seeing the globe, I was telling Ashish that India, if we see, then this US and Russia, these are lying to the east of India. Then how come these countries are called Western countries? Then Ashish told me this thing. What? Now you can continue.
Yeah, so if you look at it, the center, when it comes to equator, there is no doubt that equator will be at center. But the vertical lines, which is the center, how will you know? Because it is a circular thing, no? How can there will be a particular vertical which is going to be a center? It is all around. That is why we have round table meetings, right? You know what the concept of round table meetings is? Is that nobody is above anyone else. So in a round table meeting, they are all around a particular axis, no? So everybody is treated equally in a similar manner. So how do we know what is the center of the earth, right? When it comes to the vertical lines that we are having. So if you look at it.
Center of earth in terms of countries.
Yeah, like if you make the world map, the map which is equally, like we say, no, the sun rises in Japan.
Yeah.
But that is according to our standards over here. Right? Like because we cannot really say that, right? Because there's east of Japan as well. Correct? Japan is not like it's a flat earth and it is a rectangle kind of place where Japan is on the eastmost part, right? So if you look at it properly, the Great Britain is exactly at the center. That's where the zero line starts. And then the east of it would be Russia and the west of it would be America. Those are the ones who made the map, and that is why they are at the center of the earth. We are going to judge from here. You understand? So I don't know where we got here from. Where did we get here? Yeah, Russia is so huge. Yes. And I was also studying a lot like alliance of Russia and China. Both of them are quite against democracy. I think we can all agree with that. And both of them are communists. Right.
China and Russia, right?
Both of them are communists. Communism, the idea, it started after the Russian Revolution.
Can you explain the term communism, Ashish? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I do not have sufficient knowledge with that.
But when you say communist, what do you refer to it?
It is kind of a dictatorship only. Like it is not capitalist. What we are having is capitalist. Like it is run by democracy. And there will be no particular leader and there will be freedom to press. So in a capitalist kind of place, the people will be having the power, the freedom in general. And that is seen in the best manner during the Cold Wars. I think I'm going to get a little bit into that because you will be able to understand what is the actual difference between the capitalism and communism.
Yeah.
All right. So in communist countries, there will be a single power. There will be no freedom to speech. Like if you speak against the government, and that is why a lot of people are claiming a lot of things in this country as well. Like if you want to speak against the government, then you'll be having problems.
Yeah.
And
that is everywhere, I guess.
Not everywhere. You can say anything about the government if it is a pure democracy. That's your right. That's your right. You have to criticize the government.
But in every democracy, it happens that you land into trouble generally if you are speaking against government.
Yeah. So that is what I am saying, that the men will always try to grab power. Right? And people at top, everyone can be criticized. No one can do the job perfectly. That is why in the last podcast we were talking that no single person should be leading or running the country. Right? There should be no single person who is having the highest amount of power, because none of us are perfect. When that person reaches the top, somehow that person forgets that I'm also imperfect. All right. But anyways, coming back to the point, what happened over there in World War II, I think you were quite clear, right? For example, I was going through a video on YouTube yesterday where people in Russia were asked, what do you think about Putin? And there were very few people actually willing to say bad things about that person.
I follow one model also who is Russian, and she also had this same review about, she's from Russia only, she's not happy with Putin.
Now she's not living in Russia. I know who you're talking about. All right. But the people who are like, even if they say that, the question was simple. Do you think Putin is good or bad? That video I'm going to link it down if you want to go through it. And there are people like, no. And when they are asked why, they just walk away. They are not ready to talk anything because you don't know what is going to happen. Alexei Navalny, I think that is his name, the opposition to Putin, is a person, I talked about it, no, that he was poisoned, had to run away to Germany.
Yeah.
The person who is in the opposition party, he was tried to be murdered and he was poisoned. All right. And in Russia, when he went to different hospitals, everyone was saying that it is all good, nothing is going wrong, it is all good, everything is fine, you are going to get better by morning, something like that. And then they are saying, no, there's something problematic over here. So what they did is that they went to Germany, and over there they said on the first few minutes only that he has been poisoned. All right. Now, this guy is such a badass. He could have stayed in Germany to be fully recovered and live his life, because he now knows that he is under threat and a country so huge, you'll vanish in somewhere, nobody will find out. But he comes back to Russia, and the first thing that happens is that he is imprisoned. He is right now in jail, and he is going through this, something that our own Mahatma Gandhi started. He is going through hunger strike.
Okay.
And I think it has been quite a few days since he has been going on this hunger strike. Yeah. And America has released a statement: if something happens and if he dies, then you are going to face consequences.
Okay.
Yeah.
When America says that, you have to consider that.
Not really. Russia is not afraid.
No, but Japan had to do that.
That is a long time ago. Russia has itself made a lot of statements.
Never underestimate US.
You know what Putin says?
Never underestimate US, Ashish. I feel so.
You know what Putin has said? He has said that the way that you run the country, don't judge us the way that we run our country. You understand? Like, okay, you love the way that you are doing it. Don't tell us how we should be doing things, like that. So they are not that afraid, right?
Japan also was not afraid in World War II.
You know, right? What the crazy thing is? I was asking you a question, right? How many nuclear bombs are required to finish the world?
Yeah.
The number is maximum of 300 atom bombs. Maximum.
Yeah.
How many US has?
20,000?
No, 6,000 of them.
Oh.
Yeah. If I'm incorrect, then I'm going to put the actual number over here. India has
basically more number.
Basically more number.
Yeah.
India is close to 150 or so. Pakistan actually has more. It is close to 160, slightly more. All right. So India, Pakistan sufficiently has in combined sufficient number of atom bombs to destroy the whole world. All right. Forget about the rest of the world. Highest number of atom bombs, I think France is having.
Okay.
France is having quite high. No, highest number is having. Russia is having. Russia, then America. I think the third number is France. And after that, maybe United Kingdom, something like that. Yeah. All right. Okay. So that is the status of atom bombs. If it goes to that, it goes to apocalypse. It's the end of the world. You cannot survive that. It is not possible. And atom bomb is one thing. Now they have hydrogen bombs. Nuclear fusion is happening over there.
Now they are working on this antimatter techniques also.
That some aliens will be having. We are not having. Yeah,
obviously they're working.
They're working.
But they're working.
And this is the thing about atom bombs. This is the thing about atomic energy. Atomic energy is the only replacement of your fuel, your hydrocarbon-based energy, right? You can't really escape that. If me and Sushant, you know, Sushant is engineering services officer right now. Me and him go long back. We studied in the same college. And one day we were having this podcast, the podcast that is still not released because that guy is so lazy. He never sends me the video from his side. All right. Anyways, coming back to the point. He was saying that all these tidal energy, solar energy replacement, all of them has the same problem, that all of them are intermittent. It becomes night, you don't have solar energy. Wind is not blowing, you don't have wind energy. Tide is not over there, you don't have tidal energy. So the only replacement which is feasible is the nuclear energy. You can really have that. You know, californium is a radioactive material, and a few grams of that can light a city. It has that much amount of energy.
Oh.
Yeah. So that is the power of nuclear energy. You understand? And when it comes to nuclear energy, then comes the atom bomb. So there's no proper divide between those two. Like, what are you going to do? So regardless, like I was also seeing this, that Russia and China wants to shake hands. That was what I was getting at. And basically, if that happens, then no single country or even the alliance will not be able to sustain if they decide to expand. And this is so crazy. Like Russia wants to expand right now, and China wants to expand. And those are the biggest countries in this world. And they also want to expand. Like, what do you want then? You want that name of the earth to be changed to Russia or China? What do you want?
Yeah, I don't know why people are so thirsty of lands.
Yeah.
Why people are not happy? Like, we maybe like a lot of youngsters are not in greed of any land. They do not want to own any land or like that. I don't know why people are so sick by their mentality that they want to own more and more. Okay, what if you just acquire the whole world?
Then what?
What afterward?
More planets. Yeah, that is the next thing.
It.
You know, that is
nothing can quench their thirst.
That is the one thing that we liked about that movie Ad Astra, right?
Yeah.
People who are thinking of watching Ad Astra, be ready that the ending is garbage. All right? It is pathetic. It is going to make you sad. It's as simple as that.
It's so sad that it can land you in depression for 10 days maybe if you are already depressed.
Yeah, but what we liked about that is that it showed people fighting on moon. Like they have sorry, I made a serious bad mistake. No, colonized over there.
Yeah.
And they are throwing bombs at each other.
Yeah, I told you the same when we had this podcast, when we were talking about before we watched this movie. We already had one podcast where we had some discussion over what if we start colonizing over there on Mars and on Moon, and what will be the scenes afterwards. I told him that we will start fighting. The moment like 4 or 5 countries have started approaching over there, we will start fighting over there also. And that's what was being shown, because that's what is human nature.
Yes, that is the nature.
Yeah.
So we are never going to be satisfied, I guess.
Yeah, but a lot of rubbish things were shown in that movie.
Like?
When that person, like the Mars head, helped Brad Pitt in escaping to rocket through I don't know what that is called.
Exactly, that is the launch pad, man. That is a launch pad where the explosion will be happening.
Yeah, where the heat will come, where the whole explosion will happen.
And somehow
to that path he was going.
Yeah, there was countdown going on, like 10, 9, 8, and he's on the launch pad. He's on the floor of the launch pad below the nozzles of the rocket engines, and somehow in 10 seconds he reached the cockpit. How did that happen, man? Like, seriously, if you look at astronauts getting on the uppermost stage where the astronauts will be sitting, the spacecraft, then they use a lift to go over there. All right.
They have some floors also.
Yeah, it is huge.
Reach to that stage.
Yeah, I was over there, in ISRO, the first time I saw the final assembly place. So they call it Vehicle Assembly Building, VAB. And that is where your biggest launch vehicles like Mark 3 and Mark 2 also. I saw the Mark 2 on the assembly section. And it is so huge. I don't really remember I think it was 70 meters or so. It is very tall, very, very tall. And if you look at the launch pad, it is impossible. It is like a big building, right? So how are you on the launch pad on the countdown of 10 and you are over there on the spacecraft by 1 before the launch? It is not even possible. So I do not know how they are talking about reaching Uranus and all, and at the same time they made this kind of mistake, right? If you have that much amount of power, you don't require a rocket to reach Uranus, man. You can teleport yourself directly, just like you teleported yourself from the launch pad to the spacecraft. All right. Yeah. But Brad Pitt, like, he does his job. But the movie, I do not know. The writing, when we found out the person who wrote that, I think it was someone who wrote TV series and all, right?
Yeah.
So he did a good job in hooking people up for the 2 to 3 hours. But at the end, just like any other TV series, you are going to have no conclusions. Yes. Okay. Yes. Komal, you want to talk about some of the countries who are trying to aid India at this point? I think that you have done a little bit of research over there.
We know what is happening around us. And in this crisis, it is so overwhelming to see so many countries pouring help, extending support to our country.
Yeah.
And it is so good to see, because I think people are so busy fighting, accusing each other. You did this, you did that. And just finding some reasons. Traitors are finding reason to fight with each other so that they can take advantage of the situation and they can make 2 countries or many countries against each other. But these kind of situation, I think they bind countries. And that's what is happening since the pandemic only.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what we have observed. Last year, India also extended support. India also pledged support to another countries like
America.
India, I guess India sent, when the vaccine was made by India, India sent 30 million doses to which country? To Bangladesh.
Okay.
1 million to Nepal.
All right.
And to Nepal and to Myanmar, to Malaysia.
They sent hydrochloroquine to America as well, right?
Yeah.
They demanded and they
India is
sent it.
very good when it comes to helping. I think India is at lead.
Yeah, we are
Whenever it
non-violent.
comes- Yeah. We are example. We are epitome of non-violence, I guess, throughout the history only.
Pretty close to Switzerland.
That's what I love. This thing I love about India. Right. So we have extended support. We have sent, 15 million tons medical support to China also.
Okay.
Can you imagine, to China also?
Why
we have
not? I can
extended-
perfectly imagine that. We gave Kung Fu to them. A lot of people argue on that, like Bodhidharma was the person who actually walked from India to China.
Yeah.
And that is the person who actually started Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Anyways, get back to the point.
Yeah. So India has been a good example also, but now since India is fighting so badly, India is in ultimate need, and since the cases has been surged, so countries like Singapore first did the shipments. The Singapore airlifted some maybe medical aid and the oxygen concentrators to India first of all. That was the first country, and Saudi Arabia sent 80 metric tons liquid oxygen to India, and it is so good to see. France and Germany are sending this lung ventilator machines, equipments, and bedside monitors, and this vaccines. US also coming forward. US also sending PPE kits, oxygen concentrators, and also raw material which is required to prepare the vaccine. And there is one vaccine called AstraZeneca.
Okay.
Right, so that vaccine has been approved not for US people, but they have million amount of that under them.
Oh yeah.
So they are just trying to seek the approval from the officials only to send that to India. I think that has been approved also, because that has not been approved for US citizen, but that is beneficial. That has been proved to be beneficial for countries like India. So they have proved to send it. And Saudi Arabia, Singapore, and
Dubai.
Australia, Dubai did such good gesture. Like the Burj Khalifa, that got lighted up in tricolor, and that quoted "Stay Strong India." So it was so overwhelming, and it was so good, and it's kind of I think that increased the friendship between two
Pakistan
countries.
showed support.
Pakistan showed support. China extended the support that we are open to help. And at time of this, we kind of see that humanity still exists.
I did not like the garbage that was going on in the comment section. Not in the comment section. I think the video was saying that like Pakistan is supporting just to show that we are inferior. Something like, man, what more can a country do?
Yeah. I think I saw one video where I think that's very generous and very good and very nice of any country which is extending support to any other country, no matter what their previous history is, right? And instead of their rivalry, if they are cold rivalry, if they are still helping each other, what can be more better than this? And people and the media, I don't want to say anything, but I saw one video. I don't want to comment, but I'll tell the exact thing they were trying to portray over there in that video. That okay, look, Pakistan is among the top 10 hit countries of COVID, and they are extending support. They are showing as if they are superior and we are inferior, and we need support. And they are mocking us. They are mocking the conditions and the situations we are going through. But I was like, what the hell?
If they would not have supported, then you'll be saying that, see, Pakistan never came up for us like that.
Yeah, but people are good always. It's never between, I think...
You know, what is the biggest reason? See, it is very good and kind that they are doing it. But ultimately, if you want to get rid of this, it has to be gotten rid of globally. If any part of the country is infected by this is going to spread again. This is how they got rid of smallpox as well. That they completely eradicated it. because they eradicated it from the whole world. As long as it stays over there, other countries are going to get affected. So it is very important for you to help other countries. And that is what initially was happening. That see, this is a great YouTube channel by the name of Vox, and over there so many good information is over there explained in the most simple manner. And that's where I saw this also, that can we finally eradicate this or not. And that's what they were explaining, that initially a lot of country that they closed the door and they just stockpiled all the vaccines and all. And that is not actually the solution, because if you want to eradicate it, then you have to help other countries, and other countries also understands this. And that is what, like, if our situation is good, then India is certainly going to help other countries. If other countries' situation are better, then they should be helping other countries who are affected badly, right?
Yeah, because this is global crisis, and global community has to come forward and has to be together.
I think what they should do is that they should start an organization which makes sure that this never happens again. Just like after World War, the UN was made, the EU was made, and the NATO was made to make sure that the World War never happens again. They should make something specially focused towards viral diseases that make sure that this never happens. Because to be honest, if you talk to a lot of educated people, they will say that there can be a lot more worse diseases that spreads faster, and those are much more deadly and that are yet to come. Like Bill Gates said it a long time ago, somewhere around like 2014, that next war is going to be against viruses. That is the problem. So they should definitely start something like that, so that we make sure that this kind of war never goes on, because people are actually dying over here. So this is also a kind of war only that we are on right now. Right.
Also, do not spread hate, guys. Just the origin of this pandemic, where the origin is. Do not mock people because they are not responsible for it.
Yeah, right? Common people don't know anything.
Yeah, right? If they knew about it, why would they do that? Right. So we can't say that, but it's we don't know the whole scenario, but it's good not to mock anyone.
And people are people, man.
Not to body shame or not to do racism.
Yeah. That is also
we have seen that, we have observed that, we have heard the cases.
Yeah.
You must be remembering what I'm talking about, Ashish. I don't want to say it loud, but people have seen it. People have still going through it. Like all, including us. If we'll go outside, maybe to other countries where people are not able to recognize us that which country we are from. People like us are facing racism and discrimination. Just because of this crisis.
My God, whenever I watch some movies or TV series or these things made pre this situation, I feel like how good the world was, man. We can just go anywhere and have a good time like that. Hope we get over there back very soon. And it is a test for human mankind, man. Completely. We are being tested, and how we bounce back from this, it depends on us.
Yeah, we know that this time is tough. And if you think this is too tough, you can't handle this, just remember the history. Yeah.
And also, like, I feel the need, like almost an obligation. I think that everyone should feel that obligation to contribute something to make the situation better, right? And if you are in any situation and we can help, let us know. All right, through our community post, the comment section, comments always, Komal, go through it. And in any way we can help, we are going to try our best, right?
Yeah, also one more thing I just forgot to say. Maybe your meal?
I talked about that, right? No,
okay. I haven't. Now I'm getting confused because you have talked so many times.
Yeah, I'm on a new diet, guys. I have not talked properly about it because I'm going on in this 30 days challenge that I'm going to eat super clean. Like this coffee also has no sugar. I'm not going to take any extra sugar, any spices, nothing. I'm going to have adequate amount of water. I'm not going to eat food from outside, processed food. I'm going to go to the clean diet that I used to have back in my BASC days when I was preparing for ISRO. And I want to go to that regiment minus the less amount of sleep. I used to sleep only for 6 hours. That is definitely hazardous for your body. So I'm going to have proper amount of sleep. But just for doing it for 2 to 3 days, it made me feel good. Like I'm able to do my work in a better manner. And I am less angry and I'm more calm, and I want to see where I can get less frustrated. And I want to see what kind of changes I see after 1 month of doing this. And I ask you to join if you wish to, but Komal has something to say, that if you're not ready for this, because this is going to be intense.
Because this is too strict diet, and people who have not been working out, who are completely new to this field, please don't be so harsh on yourself. Just start to eat clean. Suppose you are eating chapati, suppose you are eating any curry, eat that. No, it's not like you have to just have some oats and some eggs and some bread like that. You have to survive some some fruits and raw vegetables. You just have to eat that only. Don't be that rough, because that does not suit everyone's body. Just like me, if I don't take chapati, it start taking toll on my health, right? So it's very difficult for me that I have to take chapatis in my meal, otherwise I have to face some health issues, right? So it's not compulsory that you follow the same diet. Just follow clean diet,
as clean as you can.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that first of all, I'm going to be sharing all my meals, and my meals are like eggs, brown bread, oats, like these. And actually,
but you should add fruits, because you are a person who never eat
I'm adding fruits, and today also I had banana and all. I'm going to add more.
You eat only banana. Apart from that, you do not have grapes.
I'm going to do that.
No
mangoes.
Going
to do that. I'm going to add sprouts. I'm going to eat as clean as possible, and I'm going to share all those things on my Instagram stories every day, so you can go and check it out. And I want you guys, if you're following this, if you're following a good diet, to share your stories and tag me over there. I want to see.
Maybe we can make one video at the end of this challenge.
Yeah, that is what I'm going to do. Like what I actually found out after 30 days, that I want to see that change, because I was that person and I miss that person when I was actually at that time was not having sufficient money to afford pizzas and burgers, and I was stuck to this. I used to calculate, okay, this bread is costing 40 days. It has to be lasting for somewhere or at least 4 or 5 days, like that. Okay, this eggs, these one dozen egg is costing 60 rupees, like that. I used to calculate because I was saving money like crazy over there. So that also had a good side to it, because when I started to have money, all of a sudden Swiggy is in my hand and I'm going to order anything like 500, 1000. I don't care. I want to just please my taste buds. And now I want to get back over there, because I'm very fortunate to have a healthy body, and I want to do it a favor by doing my best and not putting it garbage over there in place of good fuel.
But earlier also you were eating clean.
I'm better
only.
than a normal person.
Yeah,
I'm better than an average person.
You are not a person who will have craving of pizza and burgers.
But when I do, I just order it like that. And I'm going...
Yeah, it's okay.
Sometimes.
Once in a blue moon, it's okay.
Yeah, but that was like at least 2 to 3 times a week. Like that.
What?
At least 2 to 3 times a week. Those kind of food, right? In my habit. Especially... No? 1 to 2 times?
Whenever you order from outside also, you tend to eat some curries and some good restaurants where you think that food will be good, food will be clean, and food mostly consists of this curry and chapatis and like that.
Yeah, see, one thing that was good is that I always worked out. There was no compromise with that. I tried to eat as clean and healthy as possible, but what I feel is that I can do better, and this is more importantly less for you and more for me, because I want to get in that stage where I'm at my peak performance, because it is a very important part of my life. My book is almost at the end. It is at the end when it comes to writing. It is going through the review phase. I'm going to publish it. It is a very important part. On top of that, I'm running this talk seminars. It just started and I have to manage that as well. I've started to have employees also, so I have to manage them as well. And it is an important part of my life, and I love every part of it, like including this podcast. I love all 3 of them, enjoy doing it, and I think that I can do better with a better diet. That is what everyone can do. And I've found out that it severely affects your creativity. Like if you're having a good diet, you'll be very creative. If you're having a poor diet, like that also goes, like after a workout you'll be more creative. There's so many ideas that I got in gym working out. A lot of times it happens. Like this idea of starting this also I got during working out as well. And you sit over there, just keep on eating chips and Cheetos and all that, and you are soon going to find yourself depressed, anxious, and it is not going to be a good emotional stage always, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it is good. Like you have worked very hard for 1 to 2 weeks. Give yourself a break. But I want
Do
to.
not be so harsh. I always tell. I'm also telling the same to Ashish also. Like, do not be so harsh on yourself. It's
No,
okay.
I've been worse on myself. That is the thing. And I know that I can take it. That is why I'm saying that it is not for everyone. But I bloody know for sure that I can take it. Because that added with, like, for example, right now I can put seeds and all, chia seeds and all, and I can put cherries and berries. I can afford it. But back then it was like plain oats. Nothing. Plain oats. I used to eat it. Plain eggs, eat it.
I made you eat that, you
Yeah.
know. I
Yes,
discovered that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I discovered that diets, and then Ashish also got to know the advantages of seeds and all, like
Yes.
how good and how nutritious they are. And then we started eating it, right?
Yeah. So I'm calling it Torq Diet 30 days challenge. So if you are in it, let us know down in the comment section that hashtag I'm in it. All right. Find me on Instagram and
No,
find the
wait.
regular routines.
I forgot to mention Ashish is looking pretty good today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
How
it's-
come?
She's saying that so that I say the same thing.
No, I'm not that kind of person because I know I'm looking good.
Yeah, you know it. I also know it. But I'm average. Komal is looking fantastic today.
No, don't be modest. I just thought to pass one compliment. That's it.
Okay, you're asking why? It's the confidence, ma'am. It's the confidence in my eyes that makes me much more prettier.
Yeah.
Pretty is not
Otherwise, you said that to me that I want that compliment back. I know a lot of followers are there who are gonna comment down. So that is enough for me.
Okay, now you're going to get bombarded, man. It's going to be a problem for you. All right, guys.
Yeah.
It is not a look contest, anyways. Komal, her job is looking good, not mine. So I'm happy about that.
Why?
You're a model.
No.
Yes.
No, it's not about looking good. It's about looking real.
Yeah, but that is like you only say, no, that you look good. Everyone looks beautiful. Everyone is beautiful, right?
Yeah.
So.
So now just don't change your statement.
Yeah.
Now you are telling me that as if whenever I say that you look good, you mean that goodness referred to as the inner goodness, not the outer goodness.
All right. This is getting very complicated. Way complicated than the Cold War we were about to talk. We forgot to talk about it. I'm going to talk about the differences between communism and capitalism on some other podcast. It is going to be interesting, right? Because over there we'll have to go deep down into history. By the way, started the Spacecast podcast again. And it is very interesting talking about a lot of things over there. And that is the one thing that got me into history. You know, I was studying the history of rockets. And I got back to this V2 rocket, and that was the end of World War II. And then I said, oh, what's behind that? So I started studying way behind that as well. Then I got into World War I. Then I got into French Revolution. Then I got into American Revolution. But now you know what I was studying today? The Genghis Khan. Like in English, you write it Genghis Khan, right? But in India, we all used to call it Genghis Khan, right?
Yeah.
Growing up
English, what is it?
It starts with a G. Okay. That Genghis Khan, that is what they write. But growing up, I always heard like Genghis Khan, or everyone used to say Genghis Khan.
I also heard that Genghis Khan.
That is the biggest country that has ever been throughout the history. You know, 16% of the land of the world was a part of that. Yeah. Somewhere 25% of the population was a part of Mongolia Empire at that time. So that is what I'm going through right now. The most brutal thing that has ever been.
Yeah.
Genghis Khan. I'm going to call that only. There are a lot of things, like a lot of people call Bodhidharma like that, but it is Bodhidharma. Like that is Indian name. How about we take that?
Yeah, it's all about pronunciation.
Yeah,
actually. That it differs from place to place because their tongue is not twisted in that manner.
Yeah,
right?
Right. Don't steal my ideas. All right, that's about it, guys. We are going to end it over here. Find us on Instagram. Find our podcast or audio version on all the audio platforms as well. Do the goodies, rate us good on Apple Podcast and subscribe on Google Podcast. Follow us on Spotify. And that's about it. Have a good time. Stay strong.
Yeah, stay safe. Wear your mask. Don't go out.
Much. Don't go out at all because it is lockdown.
Yeah.
Until unless it is absolutely necessary.
Yes.
Or not. What the hell do we know? Like we try to stay at home as much as possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Till then, take care. Keep smiling. Bye-bye.
Bye.
My darling, I told you I'm not perfect, man, but I promise I will never hurt you again.
My darling, I told you